Hello, back again. Nice to have you around. Greetings to all social economic networkers and a very warm welcome to Sen Builder English. Today we will talk about how to prepare and how to run a successful home meeting. So over the years we have seen nothing more effective to achieve quick organizational growth that is constantly multiplying, such as the correct performing of home meetings that are 100% effective. Over more than 2 decades of practical experience has shown us that within our team of social economic networkers, we learned that there are 3 basic pillars for success in professional network marketing. The first one is sponsorship, the second one is retention, and the third one is sales volume. These 3 factors are crucial, and the interesting thing about these 3 factors is that all 3 factors can be used exponentially when we have a lot of leaders which had been correctly processed. Networkers who present many business presentations in different home meetings at the same time, regardless whether they are presented presentially or they are presented virtually. In these times of great changes, it has shown that the meetings held virtually, let's say online presentations by Zoom, are very effective, boosting up the results. It is incredible how many effective business presentations you can make on a daily basis by using online presentations without yourself even leaving your house. So can you imagine what growth your company would experience if only 10 leaders gave 10 presentations on the same day and an average of 4 people attended this presentation? By that we mean that 40 people saw your business in just one day, and this by making presential business presentations. Now multiply this by 5 days a week, it would be like 40 presentations by 5 days, where we're talking about around 200 people saw your business in a single week. Now multiply this for 4 weeks a month. In other words, we multiply 4 weeks a month by 200 people. We are talking here about 800 people who saw your company and your company's opportunity in a single month. And all of this only with 10 leaders who hold at least 5 presentations presentially a week in homes at regular intervals. Now, could you imagine what impact it would have if 10 leaders do 5 online presentations a day on regular intervals? Can you imagine how your organization will grow if you already have 20 or 30 leaders in your organization doing the same thing? It will become an engine of exponential growth in your company. That is why the declaration of social economic networker for those who want to grow quickly and have a highly productive business in online home meetings or presential home meetings is of doing them. Focusing on this way, our goal of reaching out for 1 million families that have been transformed will become a reality in the next years to come. Because with the entire group of leaders who are already present in the team, together with new leaders who enroll in the organization every day worldwide, when 20% of the social economic networkers hold online business presentations or business presentations in homes, we will undoubtedly achieve our goal earlier. It is at those home meetings where the products are moved. It is at home meetings where sponsorship is shaped. It is at home meetings where relationships are formed. It is at home meetings where you model the new team members how this business is done. It is the ideal place to promote confidentiality. With the sponsor, of course, to establish a good relationship with him, the team members, and all of its candidates. In this way, during the presentation of the business opportunity, you can establish a connection between the 3 groups so that they can also participate in the presentation. And today, we would like to address a few basic points how we can build a highly productive business through a home meeting, whether by doing it online or by doing it presentially. Okay, the first step for having a successful home meeting is a good follow-up that was worked through with the host, the new team member. In other words, as a sponsor, you need to sit down with the new team member to determine how this meeting will be carried out to increase the possibility of success. So sit down with your new team member to create the candidate list. It is fundamental. Why? Because there are different candidates on this list. So we will invite these candidates to an online home meeting or a presential home meeting to present the business opportunity. So the larger the list, of course, the greater the chance of having more candidates attending these first business presentations. The lists are divided into 4 lists. Now, the hot list on which our relatives, our friends, our close acquaintances, working colleagues or neighbors are listed. And then there is the list of acquaintances itself, which lists the candidates with whom we have no close relationship, but we know each other. And then there is the distance list. There are candidates who live far away in other places, in other cities, or in other countries. And there's the list of referrals, a special list that we compile with the candidates who have been recommended to us, thanks to whom we have presented the business presentation, but somehow this person was not interested in the business, and we therefore ask them an important question. If you agreed to this business project, who do you think could be an entrepreneur who could develop it? Or you can also ask, do you know someone who works in a similar business? So the person can give you referrals. But when we talk about presential home meetings, we specifically work with the hot list, which are the relatives, our friends, the neighbors, our working colleagues, people who know us very well personally. Why? Because you will not invite strangers at your home in the first place. And if we talk about an online home meeting by Zoom, we then also specifically work with the hot list first. Why? Because these are people who know us very well, and therefore the level of confidence is already created. For this reason, this kind of home meetings we are carrying out are held for the new team members and with the new team members, online or presentially, at their home, attending first the candidate listed on the hot list. We should point out that the presentations which are made online are becoming more and more attractive because of its possibilities of a quicker expansion worldwide and less time involving. These are just some important points we really should be aware of. Now, the second step is making an effective but simple invitation. To do this, we have to explain to the new team members and teach them how to make an effective invitation. It is important that we work with this hot list. Don't talk around, just be straight when making the invitation, because the candidates we have on our hot list do know us very well, and of course we do know them very well. Therefore, the call is made much easier. The most important thing with this call is the attitude of the new team member. He should communicate it, let's say, in a simple way without passing on much information. Well, the most common mistake in the invitation is that sometimes the new team members give the candidate far too much information, as we learned last week here in Sen Builder English when we were talking about how to do an effective invitation. If we give away too much information while inviting our new candidates, they're gonna make judgments and taking decisions of not attending the business presentation that we will present. When we make an invitation, the invitation simply serves to take the person from their whereabouts to the place where we will present them the business opportunity. Therefore, it is very, very simple. When it comes to people with whom we have a close relationship, we will teach our new team member how to make a call. For example, to one of his friends. Let's say that the first person on the hot list is called Michael. And regardless whether the presentation will be made for an online presentation or for a presential presentation, we're gonna go on like this, more or less. Hello, Michael, how are you? How is the family? Is everything okay? We greet as we always do when we ask. Michael, do you have a minute for me? To make sure Michael can listen to me for a moment, to mention my purpose of the call. Michael, the reason I call you is that I met a great opportunity and I immediately thought of you. You know, I appreciate you very much. I always have respected your opinion, and I would like to know if you can connect yourself by Zoom on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. to talk about it. If it's an online presentation, of course. It is a presential home meeting, then we say something like this. Michael, the reason I call you is that I met a great opportunity and I immediately thought of you. You know, I appreciate you very much. I have always respected your opinion, and I would really like to know whether you could come over to my place on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. to talk about it. What can Michael answer, yes or no? Or he also can answer, what is this all about? Well, you always have to teach the new team member how to make a closing and how to resolve an objection. And when Michael asks what it is all about, your answer could be like this. Michael, it would be a little complex to explain you the details over the phone, but you will love it as soon as you're going to see it. Do you think you can attend this meeting at 7:30 p.m. next Tuesday? And I will return to the end of the appointment, because when we call 20 or 30 people, the goal is to make a series of calls where we know that not everyone will attend, let's say, the business presentation. But the more calls we're going to make, of course, the greater the chance of a successful home meeting we have to see a wide more participation. It is therefore very important that the host feels comfortable. That means relax and have fun. Everything is all right. There will be people who try to discuss and ask questions. Just try to tell them, come on, trust me, because I want something good for you. And I can't just explain it on the phone because it's too important and also a little bit complex. But attend the meeting so we can talk about it. That is what this first invitation is all about. Remember that it is extremely important to invite as many people as possible in order to have a better participation in this first presentation of home meetings, and also to ensure a good start for our new partner. Now, as soon as we have taught the new team members how to invite and how to make the invitation, this point here is very important. You should always start with the invitation of at least 5 to 7 days before the home meeting will be held. And then confirm the appointment 2 days or at least 1 day in advance. It is very important to teach the host to confirm the appointment to ensure better attendance. Remember that people live busy lives and sometimes do forget things. For this reason, it is important that the host calls all the people he invited 1 or 2 days before the meeting goes on to confirm the appointment. For example, I can call Michael again and say, Michael, hello, how are you? I'm Olaf. Is everything okay? Do you have a second for me? I'm calling you to remind you that we will be connected at the Zoom meeting tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Will you be connected? If we talk about an online presentation. If we talk about a presential presentation, something like this. Michael, hello there, I'm Olaf, how are you? Everything okay? Do you have a second for me? I'm calling you to remind you that we will be at my place tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Will you be at my home tomorrow, Tuesday at 7:30 p.m.? Can I count on you? Because it is very important for me that you're also present. Now, what will Michael answer? Yes or no? And so you guarantee that by confirming the appointment, you will create a bigger commitment for those people in order to be able to take part in this first presentation at the virtual or presential home meeting. Now the third part is the home meeting itself. It has to be divided into 3 steps. The first step is the meeting before the meeting. The second step is the presentation of the opportunity we present. The third part is the meeting after the meeting. So let's start with the meeting before the meeting. This is the period in which guests arrive in the Zoom conference room, or when they arrive a few minutes before the business presentation starts at home. Now, therefore, it is very important that the atmosphere we are offering by using the online presentation, it should be a very favorable atmosphere. That means we receive the candidates with a smooth, let's say, chill-out background music maybe, while the candidates arriving at the Zoom conference. The host will be attending the guests while they connect themselves to the meeting by receiving them and creating a great environment that provides calm, but also a lot of expectations. Building up the person who will be holding the meeting. For example, hello, that's nice, Michael, that you could make it. Also, nice to see you connected. I want you to know that Arminio Nevares is here with me today. I want that you meet him. He is a fantastic person with whom I'm working on a great project that we are going to talk about today, and he will help us to present the project. Now, the same more or less if it's a presential home meeting. Then the host creates an environment that provides calm. The chairs are in the same place as always, and the host starts off to welcome his candidates with great pleasure at his home. It is an excellent moment to introduce your sponsor to your guest and to tell them, hello, that's nice, Michael, that you could make it. I want you to know that Arminio Nevares is here with me, and I would like to introduce him to you. He's an incredible person with whom I'm working on a great project that we are going to present today. He will help us to present this project. Your sponsor, who is responsible for the business presentation, gets to know your guests and starts asking questions to break the so-called ice and to gain an atmosphere of confidence, of course. Being a online presentation or of being a presential home meeting. So he will start off asking like, wow, where are you from? What's your name? Have you known Mr. Vannebecker for a long time? And this kind of questions are fundamental. What are you doing for a living? So we're going to ask a series of questions that helps us building an initial relationship with the people who have arrived at the online meeting or at the presential home meeting to create a good environment. The host is very important so that the guests feel comfortable as always, because they are their friends, they are relatives, they are working colleagues, they are the people with whom you have close relationship with. It is important that this positive atmosphere of friendship is created in which the doors of trust opens up. Now the second step is the presentation of the business presentation itself. For this we need some elements that are necessary to present the opportunity. There should be no background noise at all during the presentation. Therefore, it is very recommendable before starting with the presentation itself that in an online presentation all the microphones of all participants are on closed mode and only the camera is on open mode. A second person should be available to ensure the transmission of the different slides of the business presentation as well as the audiovisual aspect of the transmission, such as admitting guests who connecting themselves later as planned and so on. The same counts for the presential presentation of the business opportunity. As a host, make sure to avoid any background noise and so all participants can enjoy a professional business presentation. If a television is available, connect a cell phone or maybe a laptop to present the business opportunity. And if this is not available, well, use a whiteboard supported on a tripod that never fails. The whiteboard and the tripod are an essential accessory that you can use anywhere. Even so, more and more, all of us should get used to the digital environment if we want to achieve on a short time solid and great results in our business. It is also important to have some 2 or 3 basic products visible, that when you mention the products in the business presentation, you pick them up and people can see them. This is fundamental too. It is very important that we understand that the presentation of the business opportunity is a model that has been determined by the team of social economic networker, but it is, let's say, not a straight jacket. Many networkers make the big mistake of explaining the slides of the presentation, and that's not the point at all. It's much more about staying focused and communicating with the candidates you are introducing the business to. You can tell something about your own story, your own experience, how you found this business and how you feel about it. It's not about using the slides, just use the slides to support your presentation. That nothing will happen if you skip a slide. They don't know the business model. All the invited people, they don't know what is being presented, what is okay and what is not okay. So that the new team member that you are modeling can learn it as quick as possible. A situation that we often face is that the sponsor presents, let's say, a very technical, a very developed plan that cannot be duplicated, and therefore the new business partner cannot duplicate itself. Listen, keep it simple, plain, duplicable, and as short as possible. There are people who need an hour and a half to present the business opportunity. So a business presentation online, virtually, or presentially of a home meeting presentation should be no longer than 20 to 25 minutes. It is more than enough to communicate the message, let's say, effectively. So what will you communicate in this presentation? First, how did you get on this business? This is about your story. It is not about another person's story. When I present my story, I make it very short, about 2 minutes. It must not be long, because sometimes people tell their entire life story. That is not the point. When I tell my story to the candidates, I say that some years ago, when this project was presented to me, as it happens to so many people around the world, I lived a very stressful life of long working hours, a lot of routines, in which I left home early in the morning, came back late at night. That my life just passed by, that I was looking out to find my life, and I didn't realize that I forgot to live my life. Also, I made very good money in my job as an executive chef of a renowned hotel chain, and later on getting into sales as a sales manager of a multinational company. I had lost my freedom, and therefore I started to wonder if there were other ways to lead a completely different lifestyle. Among other things, I often asked myself whether I should start my own company. I just didn't know what to do. And there I start to explain to the people a little bit of what I found. It is therefore very important that your business presentation is simple, is plain, and is duplicable. Present the plan with joy and passion so that people feel it a good environment, which finally leads the candidate making the decision to be part of it. Now, the third step is the meeting after the meeting. After completing the business presentation, it is very important that during the presentation as a sponsor and moderator of the business, you watch the candidates who are more, let's say, attentive, online as well as presentially. Which of them are the most interested? By the end, it will be usually those who will contact you. It is very important that you, as the sponsor who models the new team member, approach the candidates and provoke the so-called conclusion. What do we mean by provoking the conclusion? It is all about addressing the candidates who attend this meeting, let's say, with a number of questions. One of these questions you should ask is, from all what you have here tonight, what do you think what was the most interesting part for you? If people tell you that what they like most are the products, then you and the host will provide more information about the products. And you can ask another question too. Which of the products we have is of most interest to you, or which area of your health is of particular interest to you, so that we can guide you correctly. This enables us to specifically to orientate the target group of products to the candidate, as we have a large number of products in our 4Life research platform. You can also ask another question of what you saw tonight. What did you like the most? Some can mention how you can make good money, thanks to the project, and how to build on an interesting business. Others mention how to create a plan B thanks to passive income, how to be free, and so on. Give the candidate what they are looking for and ask another question. Would you like to start generating a passive income with us so that we can help you to organize your first home meeting? And if the candidate answers yes, we'll start off filling out the form together with the host to receive the partner code to guide the follow-up actions, such as coordinate the managerial planning. That is how it works. So that's it. There are some candidates who are very interested in the project while you are making the questions of conclusions, and they keep on asking for more information. It is therefore very important to have material available for follow-up treatment. There are two specific packages for this. A package for those interested in the products, so that we can give them basic product information, and another package for all the candidates who are interested in the business. In other words, provide basic information. This gives you continuity with the candidate, because if you let both go without handing over the more information or providing access to information, we mean those who are interested in the products and those who are interested in the business, it will be very difficult to make a successful follow-up connection. It is therefore very important that you make an appointment, like for example another Zoom meeting in case of having an online presentation with those whom you supply links of digital materials, and the other side, if it's a presential business presentation, to whom you supply more or less analogic materials to be able to pick them up again, as also to answer possible questions, to resolve, let's say, concerns, and of course to provoke the conclusion. One of the crucial points that makes an entrepreneur as a networker very effective and almost always successful is that when you hold a home meeting, the main goal is to invite as many candidates as possible to the home meeting. That means getting the candidates to attend this home meeting. And we usually tell our guests, whenever we make a presentation at someone's homes or online or presentially, well, when you see this for the first time, you may not understand everything right away, but we want you to know that we make several mega presentations in different languages along the week to provide a worldwide great coverage. There will be great professionals. They will present the business presentation where you will also understand, among other things, very well what this project can do for you, for your family, and for your own life. We recommend that you give yourself the opportunity to join us to meet some successful people within the project, team members who are already developing this project with great success and who, thanks to their experience, can be a reference for yourself to make a correct decision. So it's like a guide to get people to a home meeting online or to a presential home meeting. Learn that at the end of the business presentation, you always take care of the structure of the mega plans in order to move the candidates there so that they may have the opportunity to see the presentation again. It is also our personal experience that it is always better that candidates see the business presentation a second time to make a good decision. So let's summarize. To hold a successful home meeting, regardless whether it is online or it is presential. Create the list. You want to make a candidate list as big as possible. Invite in a correct manner. Confirm the invitation 1 to 2 days before the home meeting. Coordinate always 2 different appointments for the home meeting with the new team member in order to have more opportunities to invite their candidates. The atmosphere of the home meeting is, I would say, crucial. It is an online presentation. Take care about the details of good lighting, no background noise, and the warm atmosphere. And if it's a presential home meeting, it is important that you have good lighting, that the chairs are in the same place. Do not set up chairs in excess. Have a few chairs ready in case there are more guests than expected, which you will then have immediately at hand. Also, if you have a pet, make sure that it is not present at the home meeting so there is no distractions. If you have children, it would be highly recommended that someone takes care of them. For the business presentation, well, use a whiteboard that is on a tripod or a laptop or cell phone that is connected to a television to have the slides at hand while presenting your business presentation. Do not forget, don't have small selection. That you have a small selection of products with you so they can see them. Don't compete with meals and setups at your home meetings. Be simple and be humble the most you can. At the end, you always can serve refreshing drinks. Our recommendation is serve our business products. Which products can you serve? Well, you can use a little bit of energy so that your candidates try it and they can't sleep that night because they may be thinking about the great business opportunity. That would be a good one. You can also give them to try Pro TF or the collagen or Rio Vita Steaks. Use the diffuser with our essential oils which spread a rich smell while you're preparing the home meetings. Well, and so on. In other words, make sure that your home has a friendly and cozy atmosphere. They can feel to convey something simple that is not complicated. Because if you observe these points at your home meetings, everyone involved will be in an environment in which they feel comfortable. It transmits trust so that our candidates can choose this project. You can see that it is very easy to consume something and recommend this fantastic project to other people. As a social economic networker, take this culture of online home meetings or presential home meetings very seriously and duplicate it in your organization. Our personal experiences, those team members who today have duplicated organizations with the culture of home meetings enjoying financial freedom. If you want to make each of your dreams come true, and we, as an organization, as a team, want to achieve our goal, helping 1 million new families to lead a better lifestyle, then our call must be home meetings, online as presential home meetings. You need to transmit the vision to mankind every day and tell them that this business opportunity is available to everyone. Well, we hope you enjoyed this session as much as we did. Thank you for being with us, and we're going to see you next week with another great edition, important tips of how to give a good business presentation and how to make effective follow-up. If you enjoyed this topic, give us a like, subscribe to the channel so that you are always updated. If you have any topics you wish you want to be informed about, please feel free to contact us in info@senbuildereurope.com. Our team, Sen Builder English, wishes you a lot of success.